Everyone, and welcome to the Class vs. Crass Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Hey Jay. Joining me as always, that's freaking terrifying, RGT85.
Hello.
Hi. Joining me as always, RGT85. And as well, the bearded Bargus.
What up?
I love your new Twitter handle.
Beard Bargus.
That is your name on this show from now on, because it just works. You done being scary, man? It's freaking Christmas. It's not Halloween.
This is a game that you can play at any point in time.
What is it? Wait.
It's the Nightmare board game.
I thought that looked familiar.
The VCR board game.
So I didn't realize once all you guys were on here, we would get this big black screen. I don't know if I like that.
Good job.
Anyways, we're gonna be shuffling around the visuals of the podcast over time as I try to clean things up a bit. It looks like the chat. Oh, there it is. Okay, the chat is registering on here. By 2020, it'll be better. I just want to make sure Greg's face was on here. Anyways, welcome back, everyone. What a week it was. Does anybody remember the Game Awards? Greg, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling better.
That was the day after.
It was rough. So I was on my way to, so I woke up, I was like, getting shit together, and I was, had to stop into my office and touch base. And then I had to head out to meet a client.
Oh, no.
It's about 30 minutes away. Pulled over on the side of the road.
Oh no.
On the way there, and yakadoodle dude.
Oh geez.
A little bit. Yeah, I think it was the wine. I mean, I drank 6 Dale's Pale Ales, and they're all IPAs, so I mean a little bit higher alcohol percentage. And then I drank about a half a bottle of wine. It was just I didn't eat anything all day long. Yeah.
Did you go to bed right after the awards?
No, I stayed up for like another hour and a half.
Well, I was up for 3 hours after, just not able to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Somehow the most reasonable of the three was Sean.
As usual.
As usual. How was your post-game awards, sir?
I went to bed.
Ugh.
That was it.
Yeah, well, you had your own RGT story for the weekend. I don't know if you like sharing those, though.
I need to see Sean's discipline.
Yeah, he gets into different things, We do the booze, he does different things. Anyways, tonight, we're it's a 1-hour podcast where we usually talk about what we've been playing over the past week. Then we're going to jump into this Xbox Series X, a little bit more of the state of play in the new indies that were talked about last week, because I feel like the Game Awards was just a big haze and we didn't really talk about what happened there. And then we're going to do a lightning round at the end. That's where we take your questions, topics in the last 15 minutes, and we toss it up amongst each other and have a good time. You guys ready? What have you been playing, Greg?
Surprise! I have been playing the Wonderful 101.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, still going. Still, I found something out, which is kind of funny. So I play a lot of Apex Legends, I jumped back into that a little bit with all the Christmas announcements. Mm-hmm. And they have some like metal, like rock Christmas songs added to it now. But I was playing the Wonderful 101, and who is it? Is it Wonderful Blue? Is voiced by the same voice actor that does Mirage from Apex Legends.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
yeah, it's so distinct. He's pretty cocky, and it's funny because it's the same type of character for the Wonderful 101. Mm-hmm. And I was like, holy shit! So I had to look it up, and sure enough, it's the same guy. And then I've been playing, trying to finish up. So I had, played and finished the Evil Within 1, and I was running back through the Evil Within 2. Just kind of like pick it up here and there, progress a little bit, then go back. And it's been about a year of doing that. And so played a little bit more of that this weekend too.
That's good. Speaking of Battle Royale, I actually got back into Fortnite ever since the Black Hole event, because, they drew me back in with Star Wars, of course. Right now you can fly in with a TIE fighter, and you can pick up a lightsaber too. I tried to join in for the event yesterday, but Epic crashed. The whole launcher was bugged for like 4 hours, so most people couldn't even get into the event, myself included.
Yeah.
I had like updated all the games on Friday, like on the Switch and on my PC to make sure I could join the event. My son could join too. He joins on the Switch. I'm locked out because I have to go through the Epic Game Launcher on my PC. So he got to see the whole event. I watched it with him, and I didn't get into it until today. They kind of hooked me with all of the revamped badges and awards and XP bonuses that they give out in Chapter 2. I don't know if you've ever been into Fortnite much. Either of you.
I played a little bit, like pretty consistently because my buddy was playing it.
Yeah, I played it for a good bit.
Yeah, I don't. It's, you know, I got in. I think I got the itch scratched. I don't think I'm going to be going back into it much. It's not a game I love that much. But I got into King Knight, the Shovel Knight DLC. So I've been playing that since the Indie Corner stream, just like in 30-minute chunks, which is just perfect. So it's a really fun game. It feels bigger because instead of taking long levels like they had in the other versions of it, of Shovel Knight and its DLC packs, this one is bite sized. So you know how in Shovel Knight levels you'd have 3 to 5 checkpoints in a level? This one you only have 1 checkpoint, so that's about the length of a level, and then they just offer you more. So it feels more like it's meant to be taken as a bite-sized experience instead of all at once. And during the Indie Corner stream, you know, I played an hour and a half, and I was just, I'm so bored of this because, I don't know, the game's too simple after you play like Jedi Fallen Order or stuff like that. What have you been playing, or GT?
Assassin's Creed: The Rebel Collection on Switch.
Curious about that one.
It's really good. They did a really good job, honestly. Assassin's Creed 4 is what I've been primarily playing, and it looks and runs great, and it looks great in handheld mode. So it's that and Gran Turismo PSP.
Have you made it pretty far in Black Flag that you're doing like all the naval battles and all that?
Yeah.
Okay. And no. So how do they? Well, I guess for the map and all that, you just have to like push start.
Yeah, you push the minus button and it pops it up.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, it's just that and Gran Turismo PSP, pretty much.
Which you were playing at the Game Awards.
I was.
So we now live in a time where the next generation of consoles has started to reveal itself. The Xbox Series X, and don't you dare once say, check out my video, Sean, because we all know you did a video on it. This is about having a conversation. Let's start off. Xbox Series X is supposed to be 4 times more powerful than the Xbox One X, which is ridiculous. We know it's a mini fridge. We know it's going to be backwards compatible across the entire Xbox generation. It looks like Xbox is really kind of creating this ecosystem, and it looks like they're doing it right. Thoughts? Is this thing going to be expensive? Like, how can it be 4 times more powerful than the Xbox One X and not cost $600 or more? This is a beast.
Technology moves fast.
But the
Look
Xbox
at cell phones and stuff. The Xbox One X came out in what, 2016?
Was it that long ago?
4 years ago. 4 years by the time the Series X released.
I thought it was last year.
What?
The Xbox One X?
No, it was 2017. So it'll be 3 years.
Damn. How's time gone? Okay. Maybe.
I think there's one big thing that everybody's overlooking, and that's that it's the Series X. And you know, I think everybody's expecting a singular console, or you know, if you look at what they did with the Xbox One S, the original, and the Xbox One X, I think it's just going to move to that series of consoles that they're releasing. And then somebody else mentioned it. They're like, oh, you know, look at the comparison of the controller, you know, in terms of size. You know, so I looked up like how tall the Xbox One X controller is, and it's like 4.25 inches tall. And if you stack 3 of them side, you know, from, you know, gauging just how tall the console looked in the images that they showed and how tall the controller is, and if you stack 3 on top of each other, it equals out to about the same height that the Xbox One X is. So it's not going to be a massively tall console, but it's going to be about the same size, I think, as the Xbox One X.
In terms of width, it doesn't look much wider than an Xbox controller. If you look at the reference image they give you, so you know, if it's about,
it just kind of looks like a PC tower
Right.
in the pictures, but I don't think it's going to be the size of a PC tower necessarily.
I don't think so either. That'd be a little bit crazy. I like the compact. Actually, now that I'm looking at this thing, I think it's going to be about the same size as this.
Are you crazy?
I am crazy. Look, it's the Xbox One X Oreo. It's about the same size as the picture now. Guys,
I mean,
look at this.
That means I have to look at you. I have to pull up Discord.
Yes, look at me.
Hold on.
Come on.
Oh, yeah, probably.
So
Now stack how now
all right, so
eyeball
1,
it. 3, 1.
2. So it's a little bit higher than this. 3. So here it is. This is about the dimension of an Xbox One. And then it's the size of a disc on the side about. So that's not too bad. I like that. Also, they showed off that there's going to be a new controller with it. It's basically the same thing, but they're saying the D-pad is a little bit different. It's based on the Elite Series 2, and there's going to be a share button added to it as well.
Yes.
Which I only use that on my Switch, on the Pro Controller. I don't really use the PlayStation share button too much because it's always bugged or it doesn't work very well. But I
only like the Xbox One because you can save it to your OneDrive.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, and then you could just like go to your PC and like if you have clips that because I remember I was doing that for some review for I don't remember, but I was using it a lot at the time to make a video.
Kat brings up a good point too. We've seen Xbox already release a payment plan, so it's not as bad if you look at it as payment plan instead of a flat fee. So let's say it is $600-700, but instead they release it as this like $20 a month console. No. What? No? You're against that?
No console has ever launched at above $500 and been successful. The end. And this will not break that trend.
Even if it's a monthly payment.
Yes. And Jason, I'm going to tell you about something. There's this cool thing. It's called a credit card. And basically what you do is that like you get it through banks or you can get them through stores, and you can purchase things with this credit card that you can't afford. And then you pay this off monthly through the credit card with interest. Well, no, because a lot of places, if you pay off the item within a certain set of time, you don't have interest.
Within 30 days usually.
No. You go get a Best Buy card. There's 6 months to a year, no interest.
Okay, so this product probably exists out there. Your point.
That it wouldn't be a game changer. There's been credit cards available since the PS3 was available. There's been credit available since the Neo Geo was available.
The model isn't a game changer, but the fact that the publisher is getting behind it and advertising it as such, and you're in an ecosystem that, hey, you can just keep giving us $20 whatever a month because you're already doing it, let's say for Game Pass, and they're going to say, bump up your Game Pass cost to maybe from $10 to $20 a month, and you're going to have the latest hardware we put out all times. Oh, we put out the Xbox Series X Part 2, whatever they call it. By the way, the naming scheme is stupid. Boom, here's your new hardware. Now give us that old one.
No, that's okay. Just go to Aaron's rent to own center and do the same thing. Like I don't think it's not many people are going to buy that. If you can't afford the $600 system, you probably shouldn't buy the $600 system. You probably have more issues going on in life with money management. Like it's not a necessity. It's not like a cell phone, which is not a luxury anymore. It's essentially a necessity because you don't have home phones anymore. It's a way of communication. It's a way of, doing other things. Whereas a video game system is essentially a video game system with multimedia functions that are available on everything else. So Okay. I would like to know what the percentage of people that actually use Microsoft's program was for the Xbox One X, because I'm sure it was absolutely minuscule.
I would agree with you there, and I understand the difference between cell phones and a luxury item like a console. That's fair. But if you look at other services like, let's say, cable TV, or now, Netflix, Disney Plus, these are luxuries too that are all on pay-per-month models. And if you look at cable TV, there's that hardware component, the modem, the router, whatever, that you have to upgrade every couple of years. I wouldn't be surprised if we see gaming go in this direction, because companies... Think about it. Would a company really want to have this revenue spike at the launch of its console, or would they rather have a steady stream of revenue throughout 3 to 4 years of a console's life, and then when they cycle the generation, there's a little bump, but that you have this flat line. It's just more. It's more safe, predictable, like to have that steady revenue.
So you think that if they launch the system at a more expensive price, it'll be better because they might sucker people into their credit lineup instead of actually releasing the system at an appropriate price and, I don't know, making games for the system. So that way it continues to sell like every successful console has ever done.
I'm saying if the next generation comes along and you can get a PlayStation 5 for $400 or an Xbox, whatever they call it, for $600, but the Xbox is hands down more powerful, and you can get the Xbox.
Power means nothing. Power take power out of the equation.
I'm not, though, because that's part of the conversation.
Power means nothing. Power means nothing if you're not utilizing it. If that was the case, Jason, the Xbox One X would have sold tremendously, because that's the most powerful system on the market. That's the best way to play your third-party games. And you know what? The vast majority of people did not give a fuck.
Right.
They still bought a PS4.
Because this generation for Xbox sucked and they had no exclusives.
So it's not about power, it's about games is what you're saying.
Yes, but I'm saying power is part of the conversation. You didn't let me finish my point. Well, if you have a $400 PlayStation 5 or an Xbox at $600, but you can get that more powerful Xbox for $30 a month or $20 a month.
Nobody cares.
You don't think people would rather drop $20 a month to play next gen right away?
We're right back to square one. Is the thought of credit a brand new thing in Canada?
There's interest
introduced?
There's interest. I would not
gives a fuck.
I wouldn't use credit cards.
Look, here's a hot take. If you can't afford something, but don't fucking buy it. Put groceries on your table, pay your heating bill, do something like that. Don't fucking go out there. Oh, I need the latest Xbox Series X so it can just sit there and but I'm only paying $20 a month, but my lights are off and on. Like, fuck, man. It's like, no, it makes no difference.
I would say more options is better.
Of course, more options is better, but it's not going to make a difference. At the end of the day, you could have a fucking Game Boy come out, but if the games are good on it, then that's all that matters. If power mattered, the Nintendo Switch would be a worthless piece of shit at the end of the day. But somehow, some way, it's managing to outsell the Xbox. It outsold the Xbox One already in half the time that the Xbox One was on the market. Why? Because it had games. It had nothing to do with power. Okay. When it comes down to it, at the end of the day, people are going to buy a system based on the exclusives for that system. Point blank, end of discussion. That's why the Nintendo Switch was successful. That's why the PS4 was successful, because of exclusive titles. That's why the Xbox One completely shit the bed, because they went the whole direction of, oh, let's do games as a service instead of, big exclusive games or big single player games. Now, they can correct that, yes, but it's not going to make a big enough difference at the start of the generation, I feel, because of the fact that PlayStation has already established itself with the PS4. So now moving into it, everyone kind of has a negative connotation about the Xbox Series X. I think it's a great looking system. I will be picking up one on day one, but it doesn't matter to the mass public unless they get those games back on the system, unless they give people an incentive. Power is not an incentive. Being able to pay it off monthly like a freaking rent-to-own center is not an incentive to buy a console.
Okay, take power out of the... Go, Greg. Sorry.
Okay, I think the answer is like somewhere in between kind of all of that. Because, I mean, I think that's just like the talk about power is like the same thing that the Xbox One X did. And I feel that Sean's right in that aspect. But at the same time, like, the majority of people think on a month-to-month basis. The other way to incentivize that would be if, like, they cut down completely the cost of Game Pass or the games that were included with it, or that they had all the, whatever the third-party studios as they stand producing games that are going to be available on day one. I think then, yes, that does bring it back into the conversation. But the other piece to that is, too, that, Phil Spencer, made a point to talk about launching the Xbox Series X, unlike they did with the initial launch of the Xbox One. So I don't feel like it's going to be $600. I feel like it's going to be, more so in like the $399, if not, $459 range. And $459 would be, something with all the bells and whistles. But I think the answer is like somewhere in between kind of everything that you guys have been fighting over.
Hang on, super chat here from Eric. PlayStation 4 launch here was $1,200 US. I fear for the price of the PlayStation 5 X and the new Xbox. So if we take power out of the equation, PlayStation 5, Xbox each have fantastic exclusives at launch of their own, both at the same price, but the Xbox, you can get into that at a monthly rate. I think that makes one or the other. I think it can give an edge to Xbox. And
Are you fucking dead ass serious right now?
Yes.
Are you fucking dead ass serious? This is what you're contingent on. A monthly rate?
Yep.
Oh my fucking Lord. Jason, this isn't new.
I know it's not new. I'm not saying it's new. I'm saying
nobody gives a fuck about monthly rate stuff. Nobody gives. Ask anyone in this chat room right now.
This isn't the audience. It's for the parents that they got to get little Timmy their new console because they want to play with their friends.
Here's that hot take again. If you can't afford little Timmy's console and you got to put it on a monthly plan, you probably have more problems going on. If you can't save up X amount of dollars in life and you're living paycheck to paycheck, then embrace that. Then, take care of what you have to do. Fuck little Timmy. You don't get consoles at the end just because they come out and your little shithead kid wants it. You're living in a single room studio apartment with 4 people in there or something like that. I don't think an Xbox Series X is a high priority for you. I think putting food on the table is.
You're taking an extreme to this conversation. I think there's a middle ground, as Greg pointed out. And I don't think we're going to agree. You're not going to convince me, and you're not going to...
Greg said there is a middle ground for the conversation. He did not say anything about the credit situation. Greg, what do you think about the Xbox credit situation? Is this the greatest thing since sliced bread? Is this the way to go? Is this the way of the future? Just put everything on credit when it comes to your Xbox?
It's not putting it on credit, though. That's the big difference between your point. You're saying put on a credit card, pay interest. Right,
because if you put it on a credit card, it'll actually fucking help you in life. And you'll actually get your credit score up, which is probably dog shit. Which is probably dog shit, and that's why you have to buy the system on the monthly plan.
This isn't the hill I'm gonna die on tonight, right?
It is. And you keep bringing it up. You literally just said if they're the same price and they have the same games, but you could pay off the Xbox monthly through Microsoft. I think that's good.
Nobody
cares.
I'm done fighting with you on this one. Where do we go from here? Any other thoughts on the Xbox? Okay, the backwards compatibility thing, that's another thing that is new that Xbox is doing. Or are you going to fight on that?
No, it's not. Do you read anything?
The whole generation, since the beginning.
You're a fucking moron, Jason. If you look at the fine print, it's just talking about things like Game Pass and how you can take games that are available on Game Pass, such as Ninja Gaiden Black, which is an original Xbox game, and you can play it on there. But it's not every single game from that. It's essentially whatever has been released on Game Pass from the Xbox 360, and the Xbox One.
Xbox Series X. Have you read up on this at all, Greg?
You know what? If you would have watched my fucking video that I shot during the Game Awards, you would know all this because I did the research.
You did do the research, and I commend you for that. You do a lot more research than I do.
Yeah, but it's not full native. It's not native backwards compatibility. It's literally they literally set it to. If you look at how they set it, and then you look at the fine print, it was in Microsoft's press release. It was like thousands of games available, but it's not native. Still good though.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. They outlined that they're gonna because given the size of the console and PlayStation talking about their proprietary SSD, the way that Microsoft's gonna get away with having a smaller form factor is it looks like they're gonna use. I read the press release that Sean had. I mean, it was weird because usually they just itemize and bullet point everything in there, and it was just like a body of words, and then they highlighted things, in each paragraph. But it does look like they're going to utilize a M.2 SSD as part of its design. So that's cutting away a lot of the space that would have been wasted for, even a smaller SSD or hard drive.
I can't wait to see load times just get cut down ridiculously. That's the promise I want out of next gen. Minimize load times.
Well, you know what they could do? They could make it so that if you get it with the Xbox credit program, that you have even less load times.
Oh, shut up.
Or they could run ads during the load time. And if you sit there and watch the ad, they take 50 cents off your
Don't give them ideas. Because fuck, that sounds possible.
It does sound possible. I should patent that, honestly.
Well, shit, that's how, a lot of, Spotify, Hulu, even, some of the Roku channels that are quote-unquote, free television, you opt in to give up your information, and they use that as ways to sell, advertising space within streaming services in their, hybrid models.
Yeah.
So you get shit for free, but, you have to give up your identity.
Yeah. Matt says, Microsoft wants to lock people into Game Pass Ultimate. If you can get a console and service for $30 a month for 2 years, Microsoft would like this more than a one-time purchase.
Of course, every company would like that ideally, yes. But that doesn't mean it's feasible. If that was the case, then I think every company would do that. And that's why companies like credit cards, and that's why companies want to put you in credit programs.
Yeah, because steady revenue is better than lump sum.
What's your credit score, Jason?
I don't know. Do people just walk around knowing what their credit score is?
I know what mine is because I'm a reasonable adult.
I'm a reasonable adult as well, but I don't know my credit score off the top of my head.
But are you? We don't know that because you haven't told us your credit score.
What's your credit score?
740.
Damn.
Seriously, you just know it?
Yeah, I just checked it the other day.
Okay. I have no idea, honestly, what it is. I haven't looked at it.
I know what mine is, but it's not great. But that's not... Part of it's my fault, part of it's not.
All right. I don't know, but I know I can... It's fine. We're not talking about our finances.
If you do creditkarma.com,
hey,
it doesn't hurt your score.
Okay. Any other thoughts on this Xbox?
Someone was asking in the chat. I was just telling you.
Okay. Any other thoughts on Xbox?
Thank you, Siggy. I've always been good with credit.
I'm going to take that as
But I have gotten a lot of loans in life, but I've always paid them off.
As long as you pay on time.
Yeah.
All right.
Any last thoughts on the Xbox Series X before we move on?
What's with you today? You got some attitude. Did you nap?
We did.
So do you guys think that it will be a single console, or do you think they're going to launch with multiple?
I think it's going to be multiple.
Nah, there'll be multiple.
Where did I put that?
Twitter.
This guy, he is really pushing all the buttons today. PlayStation State of Play happened last week. We didn't talk about that too much. Actually, we kind of did at the Game Awards, but we did cover this. I'm looking at it now. There wasn't too much to talk about. Any thoughts on Untitled Goose Game coming to PlayStation 4? Spellbreak.
You had Predator and you had Resident Evil 3. That was all I needed.
Oh, what do you think of Predator? That's right. You're a Predator fan.
I can't wait to play it.
Wasn't there like controversy around the boobs on the Predator?
Was there?
I don't know if that was made up or not. I feel people just assume that whenever stuff like that happens that there is. Do you know what the Has it ever been confirmed how predators procreate? Like, is it with
no.
eggs? Are they mammals?
I have no idea.
No, apparently they're mammals because the females have boobs. What else did we get? Did you watch the State of Play, Greg?
I did not.
Okay. There was Dreams, which is a game.
Dreams looks pretty crazy, honestly.
Are you actually interested in that game?
I'm interested in the community builds, like what the community makes of the game, but from a creative perspective, no, because A, I don't have time, and 2, I don't have patience.
Same. It's like Mario Maker, but expanded, it sounds like.
Yeah.
But I'm also not interested in, when you're buying Mario Maker, you're getting into 2D platformers. When you're getting into Dreams, you're getting a whole lot of potentially everything. And
yeah, it's a much larger scope.
Yeah. I don't live enough on the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation ecosystem to want to play around in all those communities.
Well, if they put in a fucking credit program, you'd be able to do that.
Really tempted me here. Okay, I'm going to say this. When the PlayStation 4 Pro came out, you don't think those that bought the PlayStation 4 would have liked to be, if they were on a plan, they could have just easily have brought in their old PlayStation 4, came up with their PlayStation 4 Pro.
It's called a trade-in. You go to GameStop, you say, hey, I want the PlayStation 4. And they're like, oh, PlayStation 4 Pro. Oh, great, we're doing a trade-in bonus right now when you trade in towards a PlayStation 4. Do you have any old games that you're not playing that you'd like to trade in as well? And then the customer says, well, yeah, I do. Can't do that with your Xbox little program, can you? I can't trade in my pre-owned games.
Maybe you can. I don't know. We don't know if GameStop's going to be around for the next generation.
No, you can't.
So there's advantages to paying a monthly rate, is all I'm saying. And when you have a whole ecosystem that supports it. You excited for Paper Beast? PlayStation VR?
No.
Paper Beast looks like a game you would like.
That game looks like ass.
Oh, okay.
Wait, are you being serious? You thought I would like that?
When I saw it, I thought of you. I'm like, it's in nature. It's weird. They're paper animals. This is something.
Oh, man. Well, first off, it's VR.
I feel like you were the kid that loved animal crackers because you could make your own stories as a kid.
Yeah, and then they took them out of the cages and they ruined everything.
I just find it so funny about this generation for the PlayStation. Like, the install base is massive, and there's so many people playing on PlayStation. And it's probably like the least played console out of all the consoles that I own.
Which console, sorry?
The PlayStation 4.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why that is. I mean, nothing. As much as like it's sold and everything, my friends still majority only play on Xbox, really.
Because that credit program, they all got one that way.
I found myself playing a lot more on my PlayStation 4 the last few months. I haven't touched I touched my Switch for the King Knight campaign, but prior to that, I haven't played it in a while. Because, I've been playing Death Stranding, what's that other one? Jedi Fallen Order. I also got rid of my Xbox, so. But I have the...
Why?
I didn't care about their exclusives. And you're just leading me into another trap, so I'm just going to move on. Babylon's Fall was also released at State of Play, which looked pretty interesting. It's a new Platinum game.
Look kind of dookie, let's be real.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like the color palette of the game. Like, the game looked drab as fuck, like an Xbox 360 color palette. Where everything was, like, dark and browns and grays.
Like Halo. Halo Reach.
Halo, Gears, they all had that similar style of color. Yeah, I mean, the gameplay looks good. It's just they need to spruce up the aesthetic, I feel.
Yeah.
Did you completely fall off of Reach?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't play it. I watch my son play it. And then I'm like, is the story good? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what's the story? He's like, oh, these aliens are attacking. You got to fight back. I'm like, okay. Keep me updated on how things go.
Sick.
Ghost of Tsushima, we saw the full trailer after that. Then Resident Evil 3, of course, which we talked mostly on the Game Awards, but you like that, right? Greg, are you into Resident Evil?
Yes.
Yeah, so...
Resident Evil 2 is like... I somehow talked my grandma back in the day to buy it for me, and she was like, "Mijo, is this a bad game for you?" No, no, grandma, it's not. Little did she know.
All right. Then we had prior to the state of play, we had after the state of play. There was the Nintendo Indie World Showcase. Love it
Keep
like
on
a hater,
playing
man.
indie.
Have you been playing indie, sir? It doesn't sound like you have.
Not recent. I need to look at see what's come out, see if anything interests me.
This guy that made a song of you with your nipples on fire, isn't it? This guy. Where'd he go?
He's just like, he's so mad.
I don't know. He's moody tonight.
I like how you guys are fighting.
Happens sometimes. Did you watch the Nintendo Direct thing? Nintendo Indie World Showcase, Greg?
No, I did not. I was trying to catch up with
He
everything.
did not keep on playing indie.
You didn't either, sir. You can't point fingers.
I watched the show and covered it.
Yeah, but you're not playing indie.
I'm looking at stuff right now. See what came out. See if
I
anyone.
just wish I was like more excited and like would have jumped into Axiom Verge, because I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of people that have played it. They're excited about the sequel, but I'm just like, I don't know.
The thing is, that game it's fun. Like, it's fun. It's beautiful. I can't tell you anything about the story of that game, though.
Ooh, Ashen came out.
It's like you're a scientist, you go into some kind of parallel rift, and then I don't know. It's weird, but it's fun. It's a really fun game. So when I see a sequel, just to get more of that gameplay excites me, but the story, that's not why I play it. There was Dauntless.
Oh yeah,
released on Nintendo Switch, which was like,
I just think it's so funny. It's like, you know, like every other game, like Dauntless, for example, people were excited on PC because it was free to play. And, you know, I don't think Monster Hunter came out at that point. And then it came out and people were still playing it. And there was like this, you know, like you could tell, you know, it was on people's radar. But no one on that plays solely on Switch even gave a shit about it until it released on Switch. And they're like, oh my God, this game's so crazy. And then I see all these fucking tweets about it. And I'm like,
well,
yeah, it's cool.
So you're saying that people who play exclusively on Switch don't care what happens until it comes into their ecosystem?
Yes.
Why do you keep saying ecosystem?
What's
Just
wrong
say
with
on their
ecosystem?
console.
Why you got against the word eco and
You
system?
just you've said it so many times tonight.
You know, the retro ecosystem has a lot of arcades in it.
I mean, there's Ashen and Call of Juarez, but Call of Juarez is just really a
Call of
digital
what?
game.
Juarez.
Juarez?
Juarez.
Golf Story got a sequel.
Did.
Yeah, it's called
Sports
Sports
Story.
Story.
Did you guys hear about that What the Golf people, the developers at the show? At the
Sorry?
Game Awards?
Sorry? What?
What the golf developers were rolling golf balls down the aisle at the Video Game Awards?
Were they?
Yeah, I guess they're just being massive dicks.
That could be dangerous. You could
Right.
slip
Break
on
an
one of
ankle.
those.
And then like somebody asked them about it, it was like publicity stunt, and they're like, no, the show's boring, or the quote is something along those lines. Like, what a bunch of
Yeah,
fucking
they're not wrong,
assholes.
Shout out to Matt with a $3 donation asking, can you tell us about the awesome banana costume? It's my birthday present because I wanted a banana costume years ago and I was denied. And finally, I got a banana costume for my birthday. And in this picture, it's me in the banana costume wearing a blazer because I'm being business banana man, taking care of business banana style. That's the story. That's it.
Beautiful story.
Thank you. Next up, we have the Talos Principle, which came out on Switch last week, which is a slow-paced, physics-based challenge. Either of you guys play? I have not played this one.
No, it's like Myst.
It's like what?
Looks like Myst,
Does it?
kind of like fast-paced Myst.
That would be creepy, fast-paced Mist. It reminds me a little bit of I forget what the name of it is. The Witness. So I might have to try that. Witness is a really good puzzle game, by the way. If you guys ever want to have a really good puzzle game.
Can I get a Witness?
How much is it?
It's not that well, full price it's $40, but you can get it on sale. I got it on PlayStation Plus, or you can get it on like a $5 a month plan. With your credit card.
You really into that.
We had Murder by Numbers, which is I guess it's described as a game for Phoenix Wright and Sudoku fans. I don't know. I don't see either of that here with the three of us. And then finally there was the skateboard game.
Yeah.
Which looks really good.
Oh, what about Super Mash? That was probably the only thing.
Super Mash, the best game from the event.
Yeah.
Skip over that.
Well, apparently The Verge didn't think it was worth mentioning because I'm looking at their article that was supposed to be a summary, but yeah, they didn't even mention that. What was that called again? The game?
Super Mash.
Super Mash. What is going on upstairs? Jeez. Sounds like there's a circus. Yeah, Super Mash, where you mash a bunch of genres together. You should have never have gone a green screen. Green screens were mistakes for you.
It's on the inside of your shirt, inside of the banana there. Is that hair?
Yes, it's all my chest hair coming out.
Are you furry?
No, I'm not.
Is your body just skinless?
It's just meat. Just meat.
Fuck.
It's as smooth as a dolphin, sir.
As a baby's bottom.
Have you touched a baby's bottom?
Jason.
Well,
Jesus.
if you're going to say it's smooth like a baby's bottom, I assume you've touched the baby's bottom.
What the hell? Banana on pear action.
Just keep moving. Move on.
Well, we covered all the news, so that's all the Xbox. That's all of State of Play. That's all of the Nintendo World Showcase.
Let's start the lightning round.
What else do you want to talk about? You want to talk about your food, what you had last night? About your Christmas plans? About all the gifts you got?
I gotta wrap stuff tonight.
I have done shit for Christmas this year and last year.
You got what? Shit?
Yeah, just like, no tree. Like, that used to be like the thing that excited me most about the season and getting gifts for everybody. But since my family's not around, I'm just like, I don't know.
This is
Scrooge.
This is the first year I'm actually getting into the Christmas spirit. I got a little tree. I wrapped some gifts. I made a gingerbread village for Hey Jay Eats. Look at this masterpiece.
Looks good.
Made 5 of those.
Take a bite out of it.
I've been eating so much of it so far.
Just take one bite out of the corner, like where the
It's gonna
balls join.
shatter in my face.
Just do it.
No.
Come on.
Shout out to Josh with the $2 super chat. Can I get a good old what's in the box, RGT?
I mean, if I got the $2, then yes, but Jason gets it.
Oh my
I don't
God.
see how that's
You're
fair.
such a little bitch tonight. I'll give you the $2. Just
No,
take it
I
off.
have to save up money for the Xbox Series X, so I don't have to use
Oh my
Microsoft's
God.
program. What's in the box, man?
There.
What's in the fucking box?
Take $2 off of my book commission and keep it for yourself and buy yourself some new socks.
It was only $2.
What do you mean?
That was your book commission.
So take it all. All right, guys, let's do a lightning round. Right. Toss up your questions, your topics. Let's see what's on your minds. And by the way, next week's going to be the last Class vs. Crass episode for the year before we take a break for 2 weeks. 1, 2. We'll be two Sundays off. We'll be back on January 5th.
The day before my birthday.
New year, new Sean. Let's hope. You ever do New Year's resolutions, man?
No.
No. New Year's resolutions are for fucking weirdos. Like, imagine sitting there and like, I'd really like to make a big life change, but I'm going to wait till some arbitrary date on a calendar that was based on hundreds of years ago that we just somewhat adopted to do it. I'm gonna wait until then. Like, if you want to fucking do something, you fucking do it. You don't wait until the first of the year. Oh, I'm gonna be a better person. Go fuck yourself.
Why does everybody talk like this in your life? Why do they all put their hands on their ribs and
They're all
wiggle.
weirdos.
I don't even think I can reach my ribs.
It's because you got too big a bicep.
It's only stupid people who talk like that.
Oh, okay. I can just imagine someone going down the road and Sean looking at him like, oh, there goes a stupid person.
What was it like making the book? It was pretty easy because I just
Frustrating.
wrote stuff and then I sent it to Jason and he had to design it all.
I had
So it was
to.
easy for me.
I had to hold back being too involved in the book. I'd be like, are you sure you want to structure it like this? Did you proofread this? And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just the artist. I'm just going to shut up and I'm just going to make it look good.
What's my favorite racing game on the Switch? And have I tried TT Isle of Man? I have not tried that, but by far my favorite racing game on the Switch is Grid. As far as a more like a non-kart racer, like Grid is just, it's fucking great. There's such a great port and there's so many different types of racing. So much fun. I would say Grid is a better racing game than Project Cars 2. And I actually tried Project Cars 2 again this morning. And I was playing it on my Xbox One S. And I literally did one, like the first leg of a race and just got so pissed off at the shitty physics and just how everything just felt so loosey-goosey. I was like, yeah, I'm going back to Grid.
My lips were really chappy in that picture.
Did I just post a video? No.
You didn't?
No.
By the way,
Posted one
Josh, you're
earlier
looking
today.
good with the clown car glass. I think you're the first one to have that. That looks good. Any other questions, topics we might have missed? Can't believe the Project Cars devs wanted to make that Mad Box console. Whew.
Yeah, and they got bought up by Codemasters.
Really?
So now, yeah, Slightly Mad got bought up by Codemasters. So now maybe Project Cars 3 will actually be good because Codemasters is who made Grid.
What was the the Need for Speed? I was trying to think of it the other day. Was Shift the one that was like the sim type?
I posted a video earlier today.
Sometimes YouTube sends notifications whenever they feel like it.
Yeah.
I've received notifications 3-4 days after a video was posted. Assassin's Creed: The Rebel collection running and looking good on Switch? Question mark.
There is a video on the channel RGT85 where you can get a nice look at how the game looks and runs and plays. But yes, it does look good if you don't want to watch it. I didn't try Dauntless yet. I mean, it's free, so you might as well try it, though.
Did you guys? Oh, so yeah, that's what you just answered.
Some people think Nintendo could be in a drought from the Video Games Awards reaction on social media. What do you think? No, I think they're just, for whatever reason, they decided that the Game Awards wasn't an appropriate place for them to show up to, which I think is stupid because, you need to seize the first, 3/4 of 2020 as good as you can. And it's not like, really, when you look at the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One lineup, especially the PlayStation 4 lineup, I don't think there's any real console sellers in that. I think that's just fan service stuff. The Last of Us 2 fan service, Resident Evil 3 fan service. I think it's games for the audience that already has the system. But Nintendo's going to have some very, very rough competition come come the last few months of 2020. So you would expect them to have people talking about them in a positive manner going into 2020. And unfortunately, they're not because they didn't do jack dick at the Game Awards.
I agree with you. I don't know what Nintendo's doing, but I suspect 2020, unless they're holding something big back, they're going to struggle in 2020.
Oh.
No, I don't think they're going to struggle in 2020. I think they just need to talk about 2020. And yes, Dito, they could do a direct at any point in time, but still, and they will do a direct because within a month of an Indie World presentation, they always do a direct. But it's just, it's not necessarily about Nintendo Directs kind of cater to Nintendo fans. I feel like they get some outer reach as well. But when you're doing a show that's spotlighting and focusing on all the companies, you want to have representation there because then you're not just showing your games to your dedicated fan base, you're showing your games to people playing on the PlayStation brand, people playing on the Xbox brand.
For sure.
Yeah. Do you guys think this is like anything to do with Doug Bowser steering the ship now?
Nope, because Doug Bowser was head of Switch marketing,
Hmm.
and Switch marketing was really good. So I don't think it has anything
If
to
you
do
want to
with that.
dislike
I don't know.
Doug,
He's just like
you can
he's just
dislike.
like. Well, I mean, like, yeah, to a certain degree, but I feel like maybe it doesn't feel, like it has that. Yeah, like he's boring. Like he does, and not necessarily boring. Like he's not vocal
Well, I
about
mean,
what's.
Sean Layden was boring.
Yeah.
Howard Lincoln was a piece of shit. The charismatic figurehead for the video game company is more of a new thing. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at even like game development and stuff. Like, game developers didn't become figureheads until id Software came along, and you had John Romero and all those boys, and then it sort of even lulled out after that. But then you got more people getting recognition. I mean, you don't look to the CEO of Ford or the vice president or president of Ford to be like this boisterous guy. So I think we were just spoiled with outgoing and characters as far as presidents were concerned.
We can look at like Elon Musk. I mean,
Right.
think what you want of him, but he's on Joe Rogan podcasts, and he's out there in the public eye. But it's just crazy to me that even as Reggie stepped down or whatever you want, retired from his position. I mean, what he had to say was way more impactful. Granted, it was a speech than anything Doug Bowser I think could have said. I mean, people just gravitate towards Reggie.
Well, I think Reggie definitely had. We talked about this at the Game Awards. He has more presence.
Did we?
He has. Oh yeah, we did. He has more presence when he's on stage. Reggie has really mastered the form of commanding the audience in speech. It's a skill he has, and it's not something that comes with all executives. It's either he was a natural at it or he took the time to develop that. But you could put Reggie anywhere, and just the way he presents, the way he talks, it's captivating. It's interesting.
Would you? If you were really drunk and he swore that he would never tell anyone, would you?
Would I what? You muted yourself.
I did not. Come on, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about. Bowser needs to get out there more. Keep forgetting he's the head of Nintendo of America. The thing is, like Sean said, you don't see any of the other companies do that. So I think we're missing it in the vacuum of Reggie, but it could be a losing battle too. There's just no way that Doug can live up to Reggie's reputation. So, why try and come up short when you can just do something different? Any other questions I missed?
No.
Oh, Deke says, I love Nintendo's new president. He's so transparent with info figures and stats and stuff. Very refreshing. Compared to the previous one, or compared to Iwata, compared to all of them. I keep forgetting. I don't even remember the new CEO's name of Nintendo. Do you remember? Sean?
No.
I keep forgetting.
Oh, Takahashi.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Yeah.
No. What? Wasn't there an interim dude?
Yeah, interim guy was wait, is it Kimishima? Is that his name?
It was Kimishima and Furukawa.
Isn't
There you
Kimishima the name of the first boss in Persona 5? Furukawa, I think, is the current one.
Yeah,
That's weird.
Furukawa is
You
the
haven't
current
really
one.
heard much from him either. I don't know.
Furukawa? He's been in a lot of the Nintendo Directs. He's just... You probably didn't realize he was the CEO when he showed up.
Need to pay attention more.
Yeah. Have you guys bought anything for yourself game-related this Christmas?
Game related. No.
Game-related. What about non-game-related?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I might have bought a tuning thing for my car.
I'm going to sound really old, but I bought myself a vacuum, and I love it. I haven't had a vacuum in years, guys. You have no idea. Now I can clean my house like that. It's a Dyson. It's really good.
Sick.
It
I had
sucks a
Dyson
lot.
before. You suck.
With a vacuum. How about yourself, Greg?
Not really. Not since I bought my PC case a couple weeks ago. My mom got us an Instant Pot. So you want to talk about being old?
Oh yeah, I got 4 bottles of the bubbly by accident.
Surprised you're not drinking any tonight.
Nah.
Did you figure out your problem and how to conserve it?
No. I just
What
put
is
it,
the
put it in
bubbly?
fridge. I'll get the bottle. Hold on.
Some wrestling thing.
Oh, was that the one that I think he posted on Twitter?
He was telling me he had the bubbly. I was like, oh, like the flavored water bubbly, because that's what we have up here. So what's your bubbly? You might want to make yourself bigger because you're really tiny right now.
That's what she said.
Okay, so that's the bottle. Doesn't really tell you what it is though.
It is an American sparkling wine produced and bottled by Knocking Points in Quincy, Washington. 12.8% alcohol by volume.
Wow.
An Italian, or I can't read that word. Libation, suitable for Le Champion. And that's all it is.
First time I see you with alcohol in the show.
Delicious. I've drank before.
You had,
Cheap beers.
missed a few other things on here. Anyone excited about Witcher on Netflix?
No.
Yeah.
I'm not really. Have you guys played Witcher?
Yeah, I think the game's great, but I don't really watch TV shows based on video games unless they're old ones.
Josh says, I made a huge mistake earlier today and bought myself Ark on the Switch.
Wow. That's not good.
Which one's
Was it
Ark?
running like butthole?
Yeah.
Josh, what were you thinking?
It was running like shit on the Xbox.
Is Netflix ever coming to Switch? I was actually wondering that today. At this point,
Media, you would think they would try to do something with multimedia apps because, yes, they're available on everything, but yes, they're available on everything, so why are they not available on this?
I feel like they have to, if you're going to bring Netflix, you have to bring all the streaming platforms as well.
No, because there's already Hulu on there.
Is there?
Yes, there is.
Is that America only?
I don't know. I know there's Hulu on my Switch and YouTube on my Switch, but no Netflix.
Yep. Apparently, it's only in the U.S. for some reason.
Because you live in a third world country
Apparently, I do.
where credit is brand new. Disney Plus is supposed to be coming to the Switch.
Is it?
That's the problem, and they always deflect and say, "Well, ask the companies." Like, no, motherfucker. Every other platform gets it. It's cell phones, tablets, computer, smart TVs, PS4, Xbox One. But you are the one company that they decide maybe we're not going to put it on here. Come on, shut up.
Yep. All right, and that takes us to the end of the hour here for the Class vs. Crass Gaming Podcast. What is your week looking like, Greg?
Finally put together my RGB gaming desk review. That should be going up either tomorrow or the next day. Didn't think I would have 1,200 words to talk about an RGB desk, but it happened. And that's about it. Laying pretty low, getting into the holiday here.
Any holiday plans?
I'm supposed to be making tamales. I bought all the stuff. I just haven't. Probably next weekend because it's a process.
All right.
Have you ever had a tamale?
I can't recall. So I may have, but I don't remember the taste.
Tamales are delicious.
Gotcha.
You gonna make me one? If I come see
Yeah, I'll
you.
send you guys some.
Oh,
I'll send them in a frozen box.
cool. Sean, what's over in our GT land?
I don't really know. I haven't really planned anything this week. I really don't know.
we'll figure out. We'll come up with something. There's a new video that came out today that evidently is just getting sent out to people now. So I'm sure the views on it are absolutely dog shit. So I'm not gonna look at that till tomorrow.
Are you taking a
yes,
holiday break?
I'm staying at Grandma's house on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day
Isn't
night.
she like right next door?
They're like 15 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
I just don't want to, because I was told that I had to be there at like 10 in the morning on Christmas Day, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm not waking up at 9 and then getting ready and going over there when I could just stay there and get fed and waited on like the king that I am.
Mm-hmm. You gonna wear your leopard pants for Christmas?
No, I'll wear sweatpants. I'll have to be comfortable.
Okay.
Oh, and she wants a bottle of the bubbly. I was like, because I went over there today, and I was like, yeah, I got like 4 bottles. I'll bring over some for Christmas. We'll have me and you and Grandpa. We'll drink some. Okay.
Please take a selfie of you and your grandma both with a bottle of the bubbly.
She's only getting 1 bottle.
That would be my no. You have a bottle for yourself, and then she has a bottle for herself. Then you both chug it, and you take a selfie.
She won't chug it. She hardly drinks.
All right. But are you actually pumping out videos throughout the holidays? That's what I meant.
Oh, I mean, yeah, the show goes on. I mean, I won't do anything Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but probably just those 2 days will be, yeah.
Okay.
I have heat. I just don't use the heat. I have my space heater over there. You know how much my electric bill is this month? $42. That's called winning. And now I can afford the Xbox Series X and don't have to go on the payment plan.
You do you, boo. Over on, I just released new Hey Jay Eats video over on Hey Jay Eats where I do another Tokyo unboxing. Also, I just shot another Hey Jay Eats holiday special where I try to build this beautiful thing. So that's going to go up next week. Over on this channel, you can expect the usual streams throughout the week, Indie Corner, Castlevania stream, and I'll try to put out a video, but no promises there. We'll see you guys next week. Until then, keep it classy, or as Sean would say.
Keep it grassy.
Little bitch. Or as Greg would say.
We're Credit Karma. We're working to make financial progress possible for everyone. Get started now.
Thank you.